It was raining hard that night. The kind of rain that makes the streets glisten like broken glass. Jack Turner, a single dad who barely had enough left in him to fight his own battles, was just trying to get his daughter home. But then he saw it, across the street, under the flickering glow of a street lamp, a young girl being dragged by a man who looked like he had no soul left in his eyes. Jack didn't think. He didn't call. He didn't ask. He ran. And with one punch, he changed all their lives forever. Jack Turner wasn't a hero. He wasn't the guy who ran into danger or picked fights. He was a mechanic, a tired single father, and a man who spent most of his nights fixing cars just to keep the lights on for his 8-year-old daughter, Emily. Since his wife passed away 2 years ago, Jack's world had been reduced to two things: his little girl, and survival. But that night was different. He'd been walking Emily home from her friend's house, holding her tiny hand, when he saw her. A girl. Maybe 16, struggling, her voice hoarse from screaming. The men dragging her didn't even look around. He thought no one would care. Jack let go of Emily's hand. "Daddy," she whispered, fear in her voice. "Stay right here," Jack told her. Before he even realized what he was doing, his feet were pounding the wet pavement. He didn't care that the guy was bigger. He didn't care about the consequences. Jack's fist connected with the man's jaw so hard that the sound cracked louder than the thunder above them. The men hit the ground. The girl gasped for air, tears streaming down her face. "Run!" Jack shouted at her. But she didn't run. She clung to him like he was the only safe thing in a world that had just turned into a nightmare. When the police arrived, Jack expected trouble. But instead, the officers looked at him like they were staring at a man who had just saved a life. The girl's name was Lily. She had no family nearby. No one had been looking for her. That night, after the sirens faded and the chaos settled, Jack drove home in silence. Emily was quiet in the back seat, clutching her stuffed bear. Lily sat next to her, trembling. Jack had no idea that one punch would bring him two girls to protect. Jack didn't plan on becoming anyone's hero, but life didn't ask for permission. In the weeks that followed, Lily stayed with them. At first, she barely spoke. She'd sit at the kitchen table staring at her hands while Emily would chatter about school and cartoons, trying to pull her into their little world. One night, Jack found Lily crying in the hallway. I don't want to go back," she whispered. "You won't," Jack said. His voice was steady, but inside, he was terrified. He wasn't rich. He wasn't even sure he was doing a good job with one kid, let alone two. But when Lily looked at him, he saw the same fear he'd seen in Emily's eyes the night her mother died. He couldn't walk away. Jack fought harder than he ever had before. Not with his fists, but with paperwork, late-night court hearings, and endless calls to social workers. People told him it was impossible. But every time he tucked Emily and Lily into bed, every time he saw Lily start to laugh again, he knew he couldn't stop. And slowly, the house changed. It wasn't just Jack and Emily anymore. It was the sound of Lily's laughter at the dinner table. It was Emily proudly sharing her toys with her new, almost sister. It was Jack realizing that sometimes family isn't given, it's fought for. One day, months later, Jack stood in front of the judge. Lily's hand was in his, trembling. "Do you wish to adopt this child?" the judge asked. Jack's throat tightened. He looked at Lily. She wasn't that terrified girl under the street lamp anymore. She was his daughter now. "Yes," Jack said. "I already have." The courtroom was silent, and then, for the first time in what felt like forever, Jack smiled. He'd punched a monster that night. But he'd also punched open the door to a new life.